I think I know what this is. You see, Stan, as you get older, things that you used to like start looking and sounding like shit. And things that seemed shitty as a child don't seem as shitty. With you, somehow the wires have gotten crossed and everything looks and sounds like shit to you. It's a condition called being a cynical asshole.
Oh no.
Yes. And there's no known cure, I'm afraid. Everything just seems shitty and everyone starts to seem shitty and everything they...
It stinks. It stinks. It stinks.
Yes, Mr. Sherman, everything stinks.
Don't ask questions. Just consume product and then get excited for next product.
Don't you understand, Steven? Somebody has to kill the babysitter.
All we are is dust in the wind, dude. Dust. Wind. Dude.
Mockery. Oh, Master! I do not trust you! I cannot trust you or anyone ever again!
You hate to do it, but at the same time, it's hilarious. Hello and good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Saturday Night Sith. I am your host, as always, the Fractured Filter. I hope you enjoyed those extra two little bit of intros to help spice things up, just to change things up and also kind of go with the flow of what we certainly have on this episode. And as always, with me here tonight, Jay Hitman, how are you, sir?
I can't do it. I'm done. I quit the show. I can't.
I got him.
Dude.
I officially killed him.
Just my love of Simon and Garfunkel in this show. I can't do it anymore. I quit.
You asked and you shall receive.
Oh, well, I did it. Yeah, I was like, oh, you bastard.
Thankfully, Arrested Development had provided most of that to help really solidify, and I just had to try and edit in old Crosshair's head there. That was the main part.
I just got to, I'm not just for whatever reason, I can't hold it together. The Simon and Garfunkel, The Sound of Silence, this show, the title of the thumbnail, this show. Oh man, and
for anybody that has not caught the most recent gaming stream I've done, I have finally figured one little trick out, and here we go. Bada boom! The head also expands. Yes, as you can see. I finally found the trick that Greg Tuscan Bob uses for his own little talkie avatar when he's on streams, and now I've got a bobbing, expanding Kyle head to show when I'm talking, and I even got it as my quote unquote webcam for the gaming streams as well. So now I've got that.
Legit. I did not notice that as I was tuning into your stream, but I also was preoccupied journeying. I don't know if that's a word. I was en route to an establishment, so I probably should have not been watching the stream. But anyways,
you know,
hands free, of course, because you know.
Well, naturally, you don't want to get into trouble or nothing.
Well, yeah, follow the laws, of the land.
Absolutely,
you know? Nothing in my hand.
Absolutely. But yeah, so I'm leveling up, as it were.
Leveling up. You just need to get the a shot through your temple on both sides.
I'll leave the holy jab to him.
Yeah, the jab. Oh, shout out to Anaya. I don't know who Anaya is. Oh, it's a YouTube artist. Never mind. Taking the shout out away.
Ouch.
I'm just kidding. So YouTube artists, you know, tuber artists. It's so interesting that, you know, it's either AI or we're moving up in the world of podcasts, because the last probably 4 weeks, I have had an influx of people following Twitch. Well, more so Twitter, but I need to check my Twitch. So I am boycotting Twitch going forward. I will no longer be streaming on Twitch.
Oh, I wish I had known that. Otherwise, I wouldn't have.
No, I'm just joking. So when my had that kerfuffle with my computer, I took it in, and I had to reset. I don't know what happened. If they did a massive reset, but everything on my Twitch, all the videos that we have done, all the podcasts.
No, they always go away eventually.
I knew that. I was testing you. You passed.
I'm glad I could pass your little test.
Okay. Well, that makes sense, because I pulled up my Twitch. I was like, where are my podcasts?
Yeah,
so I was about to go to Best Buy and wring somebody's neck.
No. Yeah. They expire in a certain amount of time. So that's why originally what I was doing was I was downloading them, re-uploading them. But now I got things linked to my YouTube account, so then it just I can automatically share it.
Well, yeah, and then YouTube won't let me download them, so I don't know what to do.
YouTube's kind of fussy.
Well,
you have to go in through your whole.
Well, it will let me download it once I subscribe to YouTube Premium or YouTube, whatever it is.
Huh.
So, yeah, it's fine. Because every time I try to download it, because I've shared some of the videos that you've posted from the show. I've tried to share it, and it immediately is like,
no, you can't. It has to be in your own account. You can download it just fine. Like I can download them because I have them directly upload. So then I can download them through the YouTube Studio. But otherwise, yeah, you have to jump through some hoops to download that sort of stuff.
If anybody's wondering, Fractured's the brains of this operation. I just lift heavy things and talk to people, get people on the show. That's my that's my strong suit. So it's fine. If he ever needs heavy towers lifted, I'll lift them for him. I don't know. I just, I need to spend more time, I guess. Excuse me, learning YouTube, because I've tried to download them.
No, it's kind of a pisser if you're trying to just
download video. Oh, keep saying download unavailable. See?
Yeah, it won't let you unless you're.
But I am on my phone
directly in your own account and stuff like that.
My own account. That's the thing.
No, I get that, but I mean, the videos are in your account. Not like something I've uploaded on mine. That reminds me. Yeah. That reminds me. I actually I think I can give you access or permissions to.
Oh, because they're under. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's funny. Okay, well, problem solved. Crisis averted. We figured it out.
Yeah, I'll ask you for that stuff after.
Dude,
after this.
Boy, man, I have, so I interject here real quick. So oftentimes, we've often talked about not watching reviews before we do our own review.
Yeah.
But this whole, I don't know if Disney Plus was botched on Wednesday. This is the second Wednesday was like the second episode that didn't really. I don't know what time. Like it says midnight. It says Wednesday morning, so I'm assuming midnight. But like the last 2 weeks, it hasn't uploaded until like 1:16 in the morning, and I kept checking back, and I was like, "What is going on?" Because I had to, I get my haircut on Thursdays every like twice a month on a Thursday, so I have to be up really early. So I try to watch it a little bit on Wednesday and then follow up Thursday. But I was risk it for a biscuit, you know what I'm saying? Like I haven't had a haircut in 4 weeks because my barber got stuck in Colombia. That was crazy. Like, I just looked homeless for he got stuck in Colombia for a couple weeks. I felt like an idiot. People probably think I'm an idiot because he went to like, okay, well, to be fair, he texted me, he's like Medallion, Colombia, but apparently it's like Medellin or something. I'm not from there, so I don't know.
You throw it in front of me, I probably wouldn't know how to pronounce it.
Like, I from everybody, I was like, they're like, man, you getting kind of like, did you get a haircut? I was like, no, guy, I didn't get you. Clearly, you not nice person. Like, you've seen my hair. Like, no, I didn't get a haircut. He's stuck in Medallion, Colombia. I said he was stuck in Medallion. Like, what? I was like, yeah, he's stuck in Medallion, Colombia. He's like, Medellin. I'm like, whatever. Don't talk to me.
Whatever.
But anyway, so like I watched this episode, but Star Wars Theory does his live things, and I just can't get I know you follow him, and we've talked about like because I was talking to you about him, I think before you followed him. I can't get a read on this guy. Like he's super nice, he's super positive, but
he seems to try to play the fence sitter, and there's times you can do that, but there are times where you just gotta actually take a hardline stance and just say when something is shit.
Like I've had thoughts of like we're like I don't care. I'd rather be a nobody than be. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. I know what I want to, but I'm trying to figure out how to be politically correct because it's kids show. Like I would love to get him on the show, but like he'll never do it because he's probably multi-million. I don't know if he's a millionaire, but he's probably very, very wealthy and very, very famous from his Star Wars. He's only got like 3.5 million followers.
He's hung out with Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers, and that's pretty
much
all
those guys, man.
Kryptonite, for
all those guys are just.
But he's done it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to get off topic, but I view like, well, you tell me if I'm wrong. You and I like with like Tim and Alora and Greg and Raging, like of that community. Like we have a mission. We are out there trying to defend and counter some of the ridiculousness from Disney and or DSW, whatever you want. I say DSW. I've now found myself saying DSW and DLF.
Yeah.
But like we're actually like foot soldiers, if you will. And I feel like Geeks and Gamers, like it's cool, like to like I don't get to watch their show because I work Friday nights, but like their Friday night tights, like I don't know what their mission is. I don't know what they're doing. And then like Star Wars,
that is definitely them more talking general. Like they aren't really specific into Star Wars. They've pretty much a lot of them have kind of sworn it off. Ryan Cannell, RK Outpost, he'll sometimes bring up Star Wars when it does favor, and he was the one that was with he's done some videos with Tim from Open Airlock.
Yeah.
So he's more of an EU purist too.
What was he? He was in the Navy?
Yeah, I think he was.
Yeah, I watched the video or the podcast video of, I think it was Cannell on, it was the EU university. He was
the EU, talking about. When they were talking about the use on Bong and everything.
Yeah.
That was I was like, holy hell. Like, I always knew a few things. But it's just like, damn, man, they were dropping so much knowledge on that. I was like, whoa.
Well, because Tim, you have to remember, I think Tim's, so in that book series, the Vector Prime series, there was supposed to be, I think Tim said 22 books in that series.
Yeah, something like that.
It was like, and then maybe 19. It's something like I've got, I have Victor Prime. I had this goal of like, yeah, man, I'll collect that line, and then I found out it was 22 books, and I was like,
maybe another time.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that's a lot of books. I'm like, oh man, and I'm not worried about like the money. It's just trying to find them. So it's like you have to go to like these old bookstores. Like I'm talking like mom and pop bookstores to try to find them. Or you go to eBay, but you might get slip a thing of anthrax in an envelope. I mean, you don't know what you're gonna get on eBay. You know, you see the picture, but yeah. So I don't know. But anyways, back to Star Wars. Like I'm not like again not besmirching him. I can't get a read on him. I don't know what he like. I know he loves Star Wars. I know he loves Star Wars, and I do find myself watching some of the videos. But like with this episode, there's so many people are like loving this episode, and I tell you this, one word, hyphenated. When I watch this episode, like just Clone Wars. That's all I got. All I got. Clone Wars. All I got from this.
Yeah, I mean, basically, this was kind of
and it's like, why is everybody saying this episode is good? Is it because it brought anything that we hadn't seen, or is it just nostalgia from Clone Wars?
So yeah, I guess we'll just be talking.
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
It's not even like it's not even just him. Like everybody, and then you read these comments, and well, you take over. It's just frustrating.
So I mean, yeah, getting right to the episode, we might as well just kind of knock.
I'm not trying to throw a wrench in it, but it's like
I mean, I was wondering where we were gonna go with this first.
I don't know why. Like everybody, I'm talking about. Like I've seen multiple videos. Like, greatest. This is a quote. Quoting.
Oh boy.
This is the best. He said that. I think it was. This is the best episode out of not only season 2 but season 1.
Which is fun. I mean,
and then he's got some pretty. He, did his whole platform. Again, like don't know the guy, not besmirching his name, is all built on theories, and he obviously gave some of his theories on where this is going. One of them is maybe what did he say? Cody, since he's now if you haven't seen a spoiler, he's no longer
at the end of the episode he basically finds. And this is something that I think Rhino talked about on Casual Rage, and it's just the fact of how it's getting really, really bothersome that they keep having the named clones, especially defecting, and Cody's probably gonna meet up with Rex. And,
I thought that part on me misery, I thought the inhibitor chip wasn't supposed to allow you to do such a thing.
Well, yeah, so it then implies, did he get the chip somehow removed? What happened there?
Stupid about this. This is why I've never one time either understood the inhibitor chip or liked the inhibitor chip, because it was never a thing. It was always a written order in law.
Yeah, it was part of their training and conditioning.
All of this whole episode, like not even this episode, the whole clone, like the whole Order 66 and the clones feeling guilty would make sense if there was not an inhibitor chip, because it was an order that you followed, and good soldiers follow orders. But even when you follow orders, then you have the potential of, I don't know, experiencing PTSD,
right?
Guilt. You talk to like my grandfather.
Well, and that's what they were trying to do that whole kind of moralizing stuff too.
But then you make sense of the stupidity.
That's how we're different than droids.
The stupidity of this, because you create a chip that is supposed to, I don't know, make your brain into a Pringle, I guess. I don't know. You're supposed. It makes.
It's basically
it takes free will out of the equation. It takes the free will out of.
It's basically the thing that does turn them into droids. So it makes no sense that basically they were all meant to be implanted with these chips, and that some of them are just by de facto defecting and getting out, but the chip is supposed to prevent that because it's meant to control them and keep them in a certain order, and especially giving directive orders. And
forgive me, because I totally forgot that all the droids now within DSW and DFL are now humanoids instead of droids, and have feelings and can, But again, there's always the counter to, well, R2 loved Luke and R2 loved Anakin, and C3PO had, so it will always be R2 never said, "Don't leave me, I can't sleep," or the B after Marva died was like, "Don't leave me in this house. I'll have to sleep. Just stay with me." Like, it's just so stupid. Man.
For one, droid, piss off.
Yeah, but it's like if you had not taken the inhibitorship route, then this would make sense because, like, I'm not speaking for everybody that goes to war, but like my grandfather was in the Korean War, and he came back, and I'm sure he killed people. When people asked about it, like, he didn't talk about it. Like, pretty sure he did, right? I mean, it was he didn't talk about it, and he, probably the guilt and shame, whatever it was, right? But it's like, if he was a robot, had no free will, and he went there and did all, like, he'd have no guilt or shame because he's just doing what, like, he has no, I don't even know
free
how
will.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's just so I've never liked inhibitor chips. I've always thought that it was just
it was a lazy plot device to turn them.
And Big Filoni's gets so much credit for it.
The whole point too is to basically make the clones guilt free, in that they are not blamed for the actions taken because it was because of the Emperor and the putting the chips into their brains without their consent. So that then people can still feel good about having their favorite clones.
But also, I just feel like it's disrespectful to Sheev because you think you don't think Sheev's powerful enough or manipulated enough to. I mean, this guy get Bane run for his money, man. And you know my love of Bane. Like, Bane's the guy that probably wrote the book on manipulation. Unless we're going off the theory where Bane is Palpatine and he's been the Emperor for the last.
Love of God.
Well, just saying, that's a theory out there. But I just...
no, it's just like I said, it's just more of that kind of lazy quote unquote creativity from these people. I mean,
people are eating this up, and that's why I don't understand, because I watched this episode and literally all I get into, like, one thing, like, I will agree with Star Wars theory on is, I mean, the graphics look a lot better, but again, he's like, he accredited it to Filoni. And then here's the thing, man, it's like every year that theoretically every year that goes, like, when we, from let's say 2017, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, every year technology gets better. So really, like, graphics could be just a sign of the time. So, like, to say, like, oh, he's a master at it, like,
yeah,
I don't know, man. Maybe I'm just stubborn and I just don't want to give Filoni credit, but he's like the animation is brilliant, and I think that Filoni has really mastered his craft in this, or mastered his craft, and he's good at it. And
now this is kind of the funny thing is, like, I look at it, and I think I've said this before. I look at it in the very same way I look at video games. It's to be expected to, at this point, especially if you're going to be doing animation, for it to look good, for it to be well produced, to have a stylized look for it, so it can fit the tone and stuff like that. So I don't generally give kudos or any kind of props for that very easily, just for that fact, because at this point, it's kind of,
I will say this,
in a sense, commonplace.
I've not
At least
watched
it should
Rebels.
be a standard.
Yes, well, it should be. I've not watched Rebels, but I will say that but much better graphics than Rebels, and Resistance just looks like a Nickelodeon show.
Yeah, that was funny. I saw you mention that show.
Yes,
in your little poll there.
I'll bring it up.
We'll get to it in a bit.
Yeah, but so I just this whole, I guess, and then like, I don't know if this is true. I saw you posted something. Did Disney really put Sin nudes on the wall, like the memorial wall?
So yeah, I was gonna. I just had this up ready to go too, since we started talking about the episode.
I just there's a lot I want to cover on this episode, but like, I just.
Yeah, so this guy on Twitter, Kyle Katarn, KY1E Katarn, apparently spent his better evening deciding to go through the Arabesh on the wall that they in the episode, which we'll also get to in a moment. But they're kind of in front of this battle memorial, and according to him, from going through all of it, God bless him for deciding to do such a thing, to spend his evening doing that. He finds that it's nothing but gibberish, basically. So his tweet is Bad Batch translation results. I have concluded that the entire battle memorial is gibberish with only 2 legible words discovered. And apparently those 2 legible words it's kind of tough to see on screen. But I have it on my Twitter page, but it basically just says send nudes. So, they obviously knew somebody was going to be combing through this. Right. And I think just by that fact alone of having something that says send nudes, it kind of disqualifies your show as being a kid's show.
Yeah.
So for anybody that goes, it's just a kid's show, why you take it so seriously? With this, I'll say piss right off.
Yeah.
Easily. But it just kind of furthers the whole just lack of care and lack of real like.
Do you think somebody got fired from Disney Plus?
And so they before they had their last day, they threw this in there, sort of thing.
Do you think that's what it was?
Maybe. I
or do you
don't
think
know.
Kathleen Kennedy and her 2 sons are laughing at this?
I could see many possibilities and reasons for this, other than just they're a bunch of jagholes. They don't really care.
They're living in California, making minimum wage, trying to.
They think they're funny. They think they're cute when they do crap like this. It's because they know some fan, a super fan, will try and see what names are listed on this wall because Easter eggs and stuff like that. And I would have understood maybe a good portion of this wall would have been gibberish.
I think we should go back.
But then there was. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, I think we should go back through Andor and see if there's any type of Sid nudes in his museum of antiquities.
I don't want to rewatch Andor, so I don't care.
I wished you had. I was hoping you already had this pulled up, but this scene reminded me of it was one of our episodes where George is leaning on the memorial wall and he sees Kathleen.
Yeah.
We put it as a thumbnail.
I used it as a thumbnail for an episode. Yeah.
It was, I don't know. I want to say maybe in the 20s, maybe 15 or 20. I could be wrong. It was one of those
22.
Was it 22? I call it. Almost around 22. All right. I was in the range, but
yeah, you're pretty close there. Yep.
There you go.
Yeah, I added Dave Filoni in there because it was originally just all of them.
Yeah.
I threw in Filoni in there to kind of just help add to it just a little bit. So yeah, that's from episode 22. Yeah. How far we've come. Because we're on to episode 50 now. Booyah, baby.
But he So it's this I don't know where to start with this one, but
this episode, oh god, it was better than the first 2 episodes, but I've
seen a Dooku seems to be a common theme with this episode and then the last episode. So I don't know.
Yeah, because it's still kind of dealing with remnants of the separatists and everything.
Well, the battle droids and how this planet Daxus or is it Daxus? Whatever it is.
I don't know.
Was under separatist control, and then
they had their independence and stuff like that, so they're trying to maintain that because then with this episode is more of the Empire potentially overreaching or kind of getting ahead of themselves. Because
he did bring up an interesting, which I was thinking about. He did bring up. He was like, this planet could have been obviously under separatist control, and Dooku knew that the Republic was going to go down a path of corruption, and that's why he left the order.
Right.
And then he's like, and that's why Palpatine really was just using him, because he thought that, I mean, in the book, Revenge of the Sith book, actually, not the novel talks about it, but he, was thinking that they all three were going to work together, and then he gets basically,
I know. I thought that was kind of the funny part. I'm like, oh, you're almost on to something, except you're not, because he was full well ready to start up the human galactic empire, and we're gonna, he was certainly not thinking along the lines that the leader of this little organization was.
You think though, if you were gonna retake a planet, or if you were going to take a planet, you'd probably bring more than just a garrison,
small garrison.
Well,
no, you know what kind of so this was kind of the point that I made in my notes here. Is I said, see, this is the problem with what's being done. Empire should be spreading, yes, but be more insidious, and no pun intended, in sneaking into or taking over planets. The brute force approach only leaves them greatly open to rebel threats that they aren't potentially up for, having just finished with the Clone Wars. And I mean, that's still just the thing. We're like maybe still a little bit off of the whole separatist Clone War. So they're basically partly in they've just announced themselves, we are the Galactic Empire. So they're having to probably restructure and retool some things. And so while they have certain things in place, yes, I just do not see them as being fully armed and operational, as it were, to being capable of just, brute force taking over planets. They should be more tactful with it and not trying to piss off systems so soon with their new order.
Yeah.
But I guess that's just me. I guess I'm just kind of weird.
I don't know, but or maybe if a planet, is resisting, I don't know, maybe just glass it.
I mean, they've already shown no problem with wanting to drop some bombs on some planets, so I don't see why not.
I don't know.
Like, just basically do it from space sort of thing.
But is it just me, or is there am I just reading the table wrong, or is there a Dooku theme to this? Or
you're not wrong. There does seem to be a bit of a Dooku theme going on with these first 3 episodes.
His castle, the separatists, the battle droids, the fact that Dooku knew that the Republic, and this isn't a Star Wars theory thing. Like, I mean, it's like he's right. Like, Dooku did say that the Republic was corrupt, or there was corruption in the Republic, and that was the whole reason why he left the Order.
Right.
And then, his downfall kind of took a turn after Qui-Gon died. So I mean, it's not speculation. Like, the guy's right with it. So
no, it's not unheard of.
And then, but it's like, why take? It's just so reminiscent of Clone Wars. I literally felt like I was rewatching, and then and so they so they go to the planet. They go to Dexys, this sunburnt planet. It's probably, I don't know, by the equator, I'm assuming. Trying to take over this planet. The girl's like, no, we're not under jurisdiction. And then he gets, and this is so silly, he gets taken hostage. Like, and I'm not like, and I understand, like, Battle of Endor, right? Like, they kind of swap places with, like, they took the Empire hostage, and then they took the rebels hostage. Like, I get that, but like, they were showing up to their door. They came to their house to take control.
Yeah.
And you are only going to take a garrison of how many troopers do you think that, like, how many clones, if they were and that's the other thing, they don't establish whether they're clones or they're humans at this point.
Well, they were, so at least these ones, they were in that stormtrooper gear that kind of looks close to the
Ralph McQuarrie's
artwork for some of the storyboards and stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, here's Filoni, again, trying to act like he's a super fan. Yeah, he's still acting like he's trying to act like he's a super fan and all that. See,
we have Ralph McQuarrie's back.
But yeah, I noticed that. So
But, like,
I think these are supposed to be the part of the change up. So these might be more the human side.
Is what's so frustrating because this is what happened in Andor. Like nobody was be stupid enough to come to Aldhani. But it's like they're painting the Empire like they're a bunch of weak, stupid,
Idiots.
arrogant.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like they have literally painted Disney has painted the Empire as just this like dumb big brute that like. Am I wrong here? Like, I just like you.
No, that was part of our.
That was part of our.
Yeah, that was part of our aggravation with Andor and other series is that they've been making the Empire incrementally look weaker and weaker as time goes on.
Like they're giving everybody an incentive to mess with the Empire because of how how stupid and weak and I don't know. So anyway, he's trying to take over, and then the girl's like, "We don't fall under your jurisdiction." And these battle droids that were supposed to be. Is it just me, or why were these battle droids not destroyed after Anakin?
Because they were probably garrisoned here at this particular planet, so they
is not it's not Geonosis. So,
no, but that doesn't. But because it was under separatists. The blanket protection of the separatists, that's why they had those droids probably garrisoned there themselves, so they had access to the droids to use for personal defense.
Yeah, well, I'm just talking
that's
about
why those
was just decommission them. And
well, I mean, I thought that was the whole point. Yeah, was that everything got shut down during Order 66, and when Anakin went and gave the leadership of the separatists
permanent holiday.
Yeah, permanent holiday.
So
yeah.
But again, it's just, and then so the droids come out and we see, I don't know if that point in time we saw I don't think we saw the battle tank, but we did see the B1 droids come out and
well, yeah, I thought it was funny. Like one of the people that came out of the place at first to me looked like Master Chief.
Yeah.
Which I thought was kind of funny. Then, there.
But and then was it cut back to Coruscant where?
Yeah, it's back to Coruscant where then Crosshair is kind of
awoken by Simon Garfunkel.
He's clearly back with the Empire.
So we know that he's back with.
Yeah, we know that he's back with the Empire, and it seems like, at least certainly, Rampart is kind of getting some use out of him, or at least seeming to. And testing him maybe because he's probably already suspicious after learning that the Bad Batch were still alive after the whole Geonosis. Not Geonosis. Oh God, Camino.
Yeah,
Tapoka City bombing. Getting rid of that place. So he might be a little skeptical or suspicious of Crosshair here, but he's deciding to get his use out of him, and there already seems to be some level of animosity between Crosshair and the regular clones because they won't even let him sit at the damn same bench for eating food. It was funny too because Rhino joked. It's like, oh, so why wasn't he eating cereal or something like that? Then he could have been really in the ink club,
right?
But yeah, he gets a new mission finally, and that's the retake back the regional governor or whoever that was captured by the idiots on that planet, and he gets to go on a mission with Cody.
Which is,
the Sarlacc brains were probably enjoying the cameo by Cody. So yeah, so they're basically, and I guess he was requested by Cody too, which adds I guess I don't know what.
Why? What is the relationship between Cody and Clone Force 99?
I don't know. That was kind of
obviously they're both clones.
That was kind of the puzzling thing because as far as I know, they didn't really have any real interaction. I don't know. But I mean, that's it basically. So at least that was part of, I think, what made it easy for me to get through this episode, was that then it just kind of turned into one giant kind of action sequence, which had some okay moments here and there. Certainly, Crosshair distracting the battle tank and getting that shot in on it to take it down wasn't bad. Then
I did like he said it looks like Crosshair had been playing Call of Duty for majority of his life with all the wall bang shots.
Yeah, the wall shots weren't bad, although the last one was like, what the hell, really? He manages to, it goes through all the droids and including hitting the. Okay, this was the funniest damn thing. So we all know with Disney Star Wars, the Force is female and all that. So not only did we have the female leader, but was I the only one that seemed to have noticed that the tactical droid had a female voice too, when normally it was usually a male voice? I did not notice that part.
You didn't see her chest plate?
I just thought that was kind of the way those things were designed already, because they're already kind of a clunky design.
Wow, dude, pull it up. He definitely had knickers. No, yeah, well.
Hang on, I'm trying to find a good.
I could be wrong, but
oh no, yeah. I hate to break it to you, but you're wrong. Okay, hang on. I'll get a good. I take a screenshot. Where are you, Star Wars? Bad Batch. Boom. How can I hide that? There we go. Okay, here we are. Share screen. Boom. Yeah, unfortunately, no.
No, they're just sagging, dude.
Oh my. So yeah, as much as a great trick shot as it was kind of like, okay, really?
What was he throwing? Those little mirrors, like what?
The little mirror shots, yeah, because he's used those before in previous episodes.
Yeah. I tell you what, a true Crosshair.
Well, we did. So we did.
Wouldn't need one of those.
Yeah, 360 no scope.
Yeah, I've done it. Call of Duty, Modern Warfare. Let's go.
But okay, so one thing to kind of fall back on too is they gave us a bit of a time frame from after the Topoka City, which apparently was Crosshair was left out there for 32 rotations. I can only imagine that means 32 days.
I don't know. I was trying to figure out what a rotation. Someone said 32 years. Like, that's not a thing.
No, that'd be impossible. Not
well. They don't age. They age half the time. So I mean, it could be.
Well, I just imagine that they were referring to him being stuck on Camino, the planet Camino, before he finally got called out.
I don't know what 32 rotations is.
I'm only guessing it's days.
Months?
So it's been
months. I don't know. What it be? It's like it took the Empire 32 months to get to Camino. Like, she must be busy. He's a busy boy.
So I
keeping all the Empire in line, all the regional governors.
I can only guess. I'm guessing 32 days. So it gives us.
Look it up. You're saying days. What about months or weeks? Weeks would probably be more.
Maybe. I don't know.
Because he looked pretty scraggly. He looked like he'd been through the ringer, drinking the blue milk, Bantha milk.
Okay, so there is a rotation meaning. So a day was a unit of time in galactic standard. 1 day was the amount of time it took for a planet to make a complete one rotation. Okay, so yeah, rotation is a day.
Okay.
24 hours is considered one standard day. So Yeah, so the
Makes sense.
rotation would be 185, 100, yeah. So yeah, although number of days could also be measured in the number of rotations. According to the Clone Trooper Tech, there were 180 rotations in the standard cycle, which equaled 205 rotations on Camino. They still made me my what? I'm guessing, yeah, it's days. So yeah, so he was on there for a full month.
That makes sense.
So we at least got a bit of a time frame off of him, but I mean that's just coming into Crosshair's. I don't know. So then that's the whole. I mean, I'll say they like had them display good teamwork between Cody and Crosshair. I thought it was funny that they used a flamethrower on a droid. That to me was
Yeah, I was like, "What are you doing?" Like, and then people
Like,
like,
what?
"Oh, I love," and they're like, "I love to see all the different type of troopers come together in one cause." I'm like, "You're using a flamethrower on a droid."
Yeah, like why? Then God, I kind of laughed because
It's like trying to, oh God, he's trying to melt ice with an ice cube.
I laughed that the female leader, she almost got close to saying peace is a lie.
Almost.
When she was making her little grand speech. But then it also had Cody does the whole base. I guess this is supposed to kind of reflect on his time with Kenobi, I'm guessing. At least for anybody that certainly knows, the true canon, they even said it. I think it was like Mace Windu or somebody. It was like, Kenobi, like the great, oh God, why am I forgetting? Negotiator or whatever. He's the one that'll, instead of going guns a blazing, he'll try and talk out of a situation to, reach a peaceful resolve, and that's what Cody was working towards and doing with the leader that had the Imperial with a gun to his head. But and I was like, because Cody got the leader lady to release the Imperial, and of course they have the Imperial be a freaking typical Imperial and decides to go full on into shoot her now. Like, dude, come on, you guys got to have some degree of, I don't know, tact or something to not go full stupid here. But
that's what they're really good at.
But that's just it. Cody is still trying to play the peace game, and then it's Crosshair that is like, nope, I'm the good soldier. Pow, takes her out. Does as the Imperial commands. And I did say, I was like, oh, Cody's gonna have his reservations about the Empire now if he wasn't already. And they have there's a little conversation between Cody and Crosshair as they're again in front of the little mural. And it's I swear I don't know who wrote this episode, but they're clearly trying to
Joby Harold.
Shut up.
Look it up. I don't.
No, it's more of them just trying to be up their own ass.
I think it's the fact that they are struggling to find good content or create good content. So once they do what they're just good at and turn to Filoni, who is a
writing credit goes to
Panda. I mean, I'm telling you, like,
writing credit on this goes to Dave Filoni, George Lucas, is because it's based on his characters, and Jennifer Corbett.
Okay. I mean, you've watched Clone Wars, right?
Yes, I have.
Okay. When you watch this episode, what is the first thing you thought of?
I mean, it was
Like, did anything like come to mind as you were watching this? I could be the only person that had watched this episode and immediately felt like he was watching Clone Wars.
I mean, just from the fact that it's still from the same creatives, but I don't know. I didn't quite get that
No,
feeling
the
myself.
battle droid, how the troopers were moving in unison. Cody.
So it's kind of harkening back to the clone. Yeah. I see what you're saying.
Yes, and
yeah,
then
you had Cody. You just didn't have it. You just didn't have a Jedi running around.
Well, no, and then the ninja droids, the commando droids, or whatever they called them, the dark droids.
Oh, those things got taken out so goddamn fast. They weren't.
And they're supposed to be like the elite ones, and that is very reminiscent of the droids in the Clone Wars. From it was the what episode was it where they're on the moon base?
Yeah,
where shinies. It was the one I was referencing last. I think last episode. That's where the whole shiny came to play. I think that episode. You're not shinies anymore.
Yeah,
it's a terrible New Zealand accent, if you're wondering.
God, it just.
So
no,
again,
I see absolutely what you mean now by that, but it's then that's
where's Tarkin? Like they're so good at like leaving key characters out. Like Andor, they were brilliant in leaving Bail Organa out of the picture. You know, Kenobi, they were brilliant in leaving Mon Mothma out of the picture. This episode, they're brilliant at leaving Tarkin. Like it's like all these people, like Tarkin's supposed to be overseeing this whole operation, testing the clones. Maybe they're done. Maybe season 1 was supposed to be just him testing the clones.
Season 1 was kind of the whole testing phase.
But it doesn't make sense because he killed that guy because he didn't want anything to come back to Tarkin. So where's Tarkin? Obviously, probably.
Well, he didn't get the report or anything, so he doesn't know anything.
Right.
Yes.
But I'm just saying, like, we're like, you know what I mean? Like,
no, I get it. I get what you're saying.
I could be wrong. Maybe this is just he's letting GQ, actor boy, do his own thing. But it's like, where's the progression of this? Is Tarkin okay? Oh yeah, we're good. Like, he was testing it. He was trying to figure out if clones were going to suffice or not, and then he just leaves. So it's like now we don't know. Like,
right?
We know that obviously stormtroopers, like all true followers, or I won't say followers, but everybody that knows canon and loves Star Wars knows that like they were phased out. But we know why they were phased out. They are telling the story. They have yet to tell us why the clones were phased out. Which technically, the 501st was not phased out because the 501st were still with Vader. And they died out. They weren't phased out.
Yeah, they were basically, used till their expiration date, basically.
Right.
If any of them, had stayed around. Being
clones, they had the de-aging or what the
accelerated aging.
Yeah. So I said de-aging, but yeah. So again, like, but what irritates me, I almost cussed. What irritates me is that like Filoni has the audacity, not audacity, I guess, because like they own it, but it's like you're using Ralph McQuarrie's original artwork from the 70s as this hybrid, armor. But we don't know if they're clones or not. So like we're sat here wondering if these guys clones in this armor, or are these stormtroopers? And are these people, these troopers, or clones with Cody? Or is Cody leading Is Cody leading clones with him, or is he leading stormtroopers? It was very clear in season 1 when Crosshair was leading his group that they were.
Yeah, that they had the.
So again, like this is just me nitpicking, but again, where's the line? Where are the stormtroopers? Where are the clones? Because I'm sat here.
Well, I think the time that they're clones is when you see them in the Gen 3 armor, and then the time that they're humans is when they're in that new.
So are you saying that
Mercury-looking stormtrooper armor?
So are you saying like this this rip off Ralph McQuarrie's artwork is that.
Yeah, those are the stormtroopers, because we saw them in the first episode, or the second to last episode of the season 1 finale or whatever, or third to last, where they were at the mountain facility and everything, and then that's when we first saw those new clone trooper armors and stuff like that. Or at least I think that's when that popped in. So
yeah,
that's all part of that.
I know I'm nitpicking, but it's like I just wonder, like, I don't know.
No, you're not wrong.
Sitting here and just trying to do their job and figure out what story they're
fill in the
telling.
holes for their problems. Yeah, I know.
So I don't know, but oh dear, yeah. And then I can't help but think, like, why is there such an emphasis with Dooku? And it's just, like I said, it's just very, very timely.
It does seem to be funnily, it does seem to be funnily focused on Dooku right now.
Dooku, on this planet that was under Separatist control. Dooku was head of the Separatists. Dooku knew that the Republic was going, the corruption of the Republic. He wanted to, and that's why he, made his deal with Palpatine, and then Palpatine gets rid of him, and it's just very, I don't know. There's just this heavily influenced with Dooku. I could be wrong again, and that's fine. Like, I will sleep like a baby tonight, even if I'm wrong. But
yeah,
it's just, and I guess I'm wrong. Maybe, I was thinking Tech was going to get off, but I'm thinking now it's going to be Crosshair. Crosshair is either going to go join up with the old boys, or he's going to die in the process.
I think, didn't we kind of make that prediction last episode or so?
I don't know if you did. I was thinking Tech was going to get off. I just had a feeling.
I'm thinking, probably if anybody, it's going to be Crosshair. He's going to have a redemption. He's going to go back, like you said, go back to the boys, and he's going to get, it's going to be a sacrifice, a noble sacrifice of some kind. But
Star Wars
see
was
him
saying
getting,
that he,
I can see them getting off. Yeah,
he was thinking that Cody is gonna go find the old the farmer, the clone farmer that defected.
Oh yeah,
and go hook up with Rex, and how he might go help Rex and Ahsoka, and
probably
and Ahsoka. And I'm like, and then people like. And again, he's like, I'm so excited for Ahsoka. I'm like, this is where I do differ with him. I disagree. I differ. He was saying that he's excited for Ahsoka. I am not. And I don't know how you can. And maybe he's got his own, maybe he just loves Star Wars as a whole, and you and I and everybody else that we associate with love Lucas's Star Wars, but I'm not excited for Ahsoka. I think Ahsoka is probably a dog water character. Put me on record right now. How long are we at? 59 minutes and 17 seconds. Ahsoka is a dog water character.
I think there's, because of her own oversaturation in so many properties now. I think the shine and the goggles are finally coming off just a little bit with her character. And people are starting to get a little fed up with her.
I'm also going to go on a rant here and say that, it's so Disney-like for somebody to, and like I said, I'm not a fan of there are parts of the Clone Wars that I liked, and there's others that I don't like. But if somebody devotes 7-8 years of their life career, like, get voice actors, I know jobs come and go, but if you devote 8 years of your life career to establishing a character, and then they decide to do a live action, and you choose somebody else over that person who
brought the character to life already,
is, in my opinion, like, well, it's just stupid.
It's pretty dirty.
It's stupid. It's dirty, and well, I'm gonna play the race card here, but it's like, I don't know, man. Like, well, we can't. No, I'm not gonna go there. I'm gonna go back in my cage.
No, please.
No,
what
it's
you
like
wanna
because
say.
she like why would they not cast Ashley Eckstein versus Rosario Dawson or whatever her name is? What's her name? Is it
Rosario
Rosario?
Dawson, yeah.
Why not? Is it because Ashley's? I'm not making this a race thing, but I find it very interesting that
Uh,
she's white
I mean,
and
without
voiced
being
it 8
be-
years, and then
well, I mean, look at it this way. Even the
it's
people
because
that
she's white
played,
and you can't get
no,
her to look like a Togruta.
there would be a point where I would agree with that, but because they've even recasted the they didn't cast the voice actors from Rebels who are God, I hate whatever like POC or whatever that voice like Sabine Wren and Space Aladdin. They didn't cast them as their live action counterpart or to be the live action counterpart. So they were trying to go for it like is Tuscan Bob that was saying this on the most recent spacing. He was saying, it's a stunt casting. That's all it is now. It's all stunt casting. So they bring in certain people to fill these roles, but all it really is it's kind of a stunt to go, oh, hey, look who we have part of this project
This
now.
makes any sense because this character has been established, and when you hear like it, it's like Vader.
Eckstein has been very synonymous with Ahsoka by providing that voice and everything.
You cannot. Vader might be a bad example because there's a lot of like, I don't know, what do you call that fake voice stuff that they did.
Oh, the AI generated.
Yeah. Like that might be a bad example, but it would be like.
Well, it doesn't help that he actually signed off on it too, and was like, "Sure, you can use my voice."
Him. My goodness, you're in bed with, I wouldn't want to be in bed with Iger or any of them, with how dirty they are. But like, it's like, what if they voice somebody other than, let's say they didn't have that technology, that AI generated voice generating technology, and they voiced somebody other than James Earl Jones. It doesn't work. Like, yeah, you can see the shell, you can see like the physical part of the character, but you don't have the voice. And without the voice, what do you have?
Yeah,
just a shell of the character. So like, I'm not trying. Maybe it's not a race thing, but I just find it even if it's not a race thing.
No, like I said, there would be times I would agree with you, but
because that's the character. Like you can't like. When we were watching Book of Mando, I thought this is absolutely ridiculous. And this isn't me saying it's ridiculous because she's not white. It's ridiculous because that's not the character. One, she didn't look like her at all. And two, she didn't even sound like her.
Right.
And then the argument is like, well, you can't really make, animated people look exactly like them. I was like, well, you tried it with Cad Bane. It just.
Tried is the operative word there. Yes,
it just not Ahsoka, man. It doesn't look like it. It doesn't look like her. And again, this is me not a fan of Ahsoka. But Ashley Eckstein, I will say, like, somebody's done that. Like, do you deserve a seat at the table, or there's a shot at it? But yeah, so. I'm not excited for Ahsoka though. I think, and I tell you why I'm not, is because from Book of Mando to now we have got shite.
Pretty much.
There
was one episode with I think it's actually probably in Book of Mando that was good. It was when Mando cut the dude in half in the Rocky Balboa scene. And I think that's the reason why it was good, because I love Rocky. And I thought he was in a meat locker. Yeah, that it was like the Mando episodes were just kind of happened to be the highlight of that whole series. It's like, oh geez, really?
And I'm not because they're gonna come in and they're gonna ruin Thrawn. They're gonna
Oh, absolutely.
I don't even know if we should. Yeah, not excited. But as far as this episode, I mean, I will say, I guess we just give our review. I think that the pacing was definitely less painful than the other two.
Right.
The only I guess to bring it home, like between Bad Batch and Clone Wars, what did you like better?
Oh, I don't know. I mean,
I'll just tell you mine. Like I'm more apt to like Clone Wars more than Bad Batch, and so for this episode, I think just from a nostalgia standpoint, that I'd say this episode is better than the other two, just because nostalgia got me, and I'm like, oh well, it's very reminiscent of Clone Wars, and Clone Wars is more. There's parts of those 7 seasons that are easier to endure and digest than I think things in the Bad Batch. That's not to say that it is without its faults and canon and all that, but I think for me it's a little bit easier to digest and endure than some of the ridiculousness in Bad Batch.
Right. Ah, God.
If you say Bad Batch is better than Clone Wars, I'm literally
no. I mean, like it was again got pointed out that in a sense, Clone Wars was just another version of Babysitter in Space with Anakin and Ahsoka.
For sure.
And Mando is again Babysitter in Space with Mando and Grogu, and we have now basically like three men and a little lady with freaking Bad Batch. I don't know. I mean, yeah, the thing I could say is that Clone Wars definitely has more of the kind of iconic moments and stuff that they got to use, and a lot of the voice actors, especially the ones for Obi-Wan and Anakin, they definitely cemented their place.
Yeah.
For it, there were some okay moments here and there, but God, I mean, I guess, it'd have to be more of Clone Wars. But I mean, we've only gotten 3 episodes of a second season out of Bad Batch.
2 of them were bad, and the third less bad. I think they were bad, man. Like they're like, in my opinion, like there's like from the giant crabs to the just the impeccable timing of being able to stop the swoop bike, and then the adrenaline the inhuman amount of adrenaline that Tech was able to conjure up from a broken femur
and take out a fully bodied clone trooper.
It's
yeah, I mean, you're not wrong on those respects. It's definitely like shit. What the hell? So yeah, I guess I'd have to go with you on that. Clone Wars is the better of the two so far. Funny thing is, like, they're stylized in the same way, so it's almost like they're still the same show. It's just a new title, basically. And I mean, that's kind of the way I look at it too. Bad Batch is just a continuation of the Clone Wars.
I mean, really bad continuation.
Yep.
Trying to figure out. I don't know how to get more people to like vote on these polls, but I put a poll up. I was like, which is the worst DSW animated production? The options were Tales of the Jedi, The Clone Wars, Rebels and Resistance. Clone Wars.
Are we done with this episode then?
I'm done with it.
Yeah. So it was an episode. They tried to. Well, the one last point I just wanted to make was that I thought it was kind of funny that after Cody went AWOL, it seemed like Rampart was.
I do want to. Well, we'll finish your thought. I do want to end it on something, and then we can go to the next thing.
I just was like, so it seemed like Rampart was kind of pushing at Crosshair with clones going missing around him. And I thought I kind of was like, oh, is he kind of hinting at the Bad Batch and how they went AWOL, and then Also, he happens to be the one that comes back, but they didn't, but they're still out there, sort of thing. Like, I don't know. I guess either I'm giving them too much credit, or it just seemed like they were it was that way of kind of nudging him and trying to
accusing him.
Yeah, in a passive aggressive sort of way,
Yeah.
So yeah, that was just kind of the last thing I wanted to point out, because that's like one of the things in my notes. That's all.
Rampart's a real piece.
Yeah, he's kind of falling into the whole kind of the typical Imperial that we're getting nowadays, and it's just complete and utter shite.
Yeah. So I guess in any, where do you think Cody has gone? Do you think he'll go to Rex? Do you think he'll go to?
There's probably gonna be an episode somewhere down the line where he runs into Rex and gets help from the Bad Batch trying to escape the Empire and blah blah blah, and there you go, another episode.
Yeah. I think he'll go. I think he'll end up with Rex.
Yep, that's the most likely thing.
It's just, boy howdy, whoever, I wonder if whoever created those inhibitor chips, I wonder if they still have a job or a life. But she must be really just like, I told you to make these.
He's stronger, damn it.
Yeah, whatever you want to say. Unhackable.
Yeah, something. But yeah, so that's my final bits on it. Just, another episode.
I don't even know how you rate it. I think
I'm kind of effed on giving any kind of ratings. I'm kind of like, there's no sense in it.
Yeah.
Because it's just gonna be a low rating anyway.
I don't even know if if you consider it a filler episode. I don't even know the
it
point
was.
of it.
It was again another setup episode. This was now just setting up Crosshair's own little journey and what he's gonna be going through. Just like, it was setting up. The last episode was setting up Rampart discovering, the Bad Batch is still alive, basically, and that's gonna be creating that conflict now between Crosshair and him, and whatever else is gonna come along, because Crosshair is the only one with any kind of development that's been and whatnot that's been going on, while the Bad Batch are just kind of farting around being a low rent A team.
Yeah,
that's all they are. They're a low rent A team.
Could have done so much more if you actually did Delta Squad.
Yeah, Delta Squad, Null Arc, whatever. It would have been so much more interesting with those actual EU characters.
Yeah, I won't rate it. It's just,
I got nothing to give. That's just
it's just an episode of nostalgia bait.
Yeah, you're not wrong there.
Yeah. Well, so back to, I guess, the poll that I wanted to go over.
Yeah,
I wish I had more votes, but 43%. Oh, you got it pulled up. Okay, I didn't know if you had it pulled up. Do you have it pulled up?
Hang on.
Oh.
I did it the wrong version. Don't need to see all my tabs open. There we go.
Well, you're 32,000 tabs.
So yeah, which is the worst DSW animated production? Tales of the Jedi, Clone Wars, Rebels, and Resistance. Yeah, I voted for Resistance. I haven't watched it, but I know it's freaking terrible looking.
I just the main picture of it. So I was like, nope.
Yeah, so I don't think it was even very well looked upon by even the Disney shows.
Yeah.
But again, I only started dipping back into.
People said Clone Wars. I would have the two options I thought were like it was going to be between Rebels and Resistance. But I've also, I guess it's not too shocking, but because I've heard there are some Sarlacc brains that really do like Rebels because of Kanan and
the low rent Kyle Katarn.
Yeah.
Funny how they keep wanting to use that mold of a character for all these other characters.
Yeah.
They just have a bunch of offshoots. Yeah, and like I said, I'm not surprised. Yeah, it's 7 votes. That's not bad.
Not bad. I kept trying to like retweet it, but people like
yeah,
that.
you can only do it so much. You only get so much traction. I was just surprised that you. I guess you went on a little bit of a hunt for some animated shows from Disney, because I was like,
I did.
I was surprised to see that on there. I was like, I didn't know he actually knew about Resistance.
I had to, and it was very painful. I had to scroll through all the animated Disney shows, and I was like, crap. That's not even gonna make the vote. Absolutely not. So that's what I came up with. Ugh. Resistance looks so bad, and I don't know if Resistance is a continuation of Rebels.
I don't recall where it falls into place.
But it makes sense, because if it is a continuation of Rebels, and Rebels ended with an octopus killing Thrawn on the Chimera, then it would make sense, because that's absolute just mind-boggling travesty. Space whale.
Well, speaking of Thrawn,
how dare you?
I have an article. Disney Plus is setting up Thrawn versus Luke in live action. So this is a theory, but they're bringing it up. Over on the Direct was this article. So ever since December 2020, Lucasfilm has been using its Disney Star Wars Plus series as a stepping stone towards a huge crossover event, one that could pit Grand Admiral Thrawn against Luke Skywalker, something not even the books did. Lucasfilm first teased plans for a Mandoverse crossover during Disney Investor Day in December 2020, a more 8 days ahead of young Luke Skywalker's cameo in the Mandalorian Season 2 finale. But that wasn't the only bit of curious timing. Ahsoka Tano, played by Rosario Dawson, had just made the leap into live action in The Mandalorian when the crossover was announced. And in her Chapter 13 debut, she wasted no time letting audiences who her own series antagonist would be. Star Wars Rebels malefactor Grand Admiral Thrawn. Two characters from the two solo series have brought back two major Star Wars personalities, one hero, the other a villain. Here's how Disney Star Wars have and will continue to set the stage for Luke and Thrawn showdown. This is now just kind of recapping. Yeah, just Luke's triumphant return set the same Mandalorian book of Boba Fett. While the show itself wasn't well received, fans loved the live action introduction of Cad Bane. I thought people were complaining, especially about the graphic effects on the character. This was because at the time many assumed Mandalorian's Luke Skywalker cameo was a one and done. Not only did his return suggest the opposite, but Episode 6 exchange with Ahsoka set the stage for him to appear in her solo series and beyond. And this is going to be in the coming year alone. Season 3, The Mandalorian will finally arrive, followed by Ahsoka, whose supporting cast is largely made up of live-action cast of Star Wars Rebels. And that, of course, includes Grand Admiral Thrawn, played by Lars Mikkelsen. I didn't know that got confirmed finally. I guess I haven't been paying that.
Is this confirmed, or is this a rumor article? Lars Mikkelsen
reportedly cast, so that's what that was.
I'm gonna lose my mind if they go with that guy. I'm gonna lose it.
But Ahsoka and Mando aren't the only shows on the horizon that are both connected and premiering in 2023. Yeah, brand new show series Skeleton Crew is expected to premiere sometime in 2023, and if the reports are to be believed, it's set in the new region of space that will first be explored in Ahsoka, and where Ezra Bridger and Grand Admiral Thrawn will finally be found, I guess. These same reports also claim that Ahsoka will have a cameo in Skeleton Crew, and the events of the new show will impact season 4 of The Mandalorian. We haven't even gotten season 3 out of the way yet. Jesus Christ. Why Luke Skywalker and Thrawn are on a collision course. As for Favreau and Filoni's grand connected plan, oh boy, keep wanking these guys off, why don't you? Plan continues to unfold. It's important to note that the two characters they keep bringing up are already connected long before Mandoverse and the Disney definition of Star Wars canon. Thrawn was a key villain in Star Wars, the first post Return of the Jedi era, where he antagonized original trilogy characters, including Luke Skywalker. Timothy Zahn's Thrawn trilogy books were made non-canon, aka Legends material, in 2014 when the Mouse took over. But Filoni made the character canon once more through Star Wars Rebels because he's the trash panda that goes through the trash to canonize things and take credit. But even without Zahn's books, an exchange between Thrawn and Luke seems inevitable. This is because at this point in the Star Wars timeline, Luke is looking to rebuild the Jedi Order, and thanks to the book of Boba Fett, he knows he's not the only one with training and connected to the Force. That number will only grow when Ahsoka debuts the live-action version of Ezra Bridger, which I'm curious. There's a part of me that's curious, that's wondering, okay, so where is he going to fall in this whole new version of the Thrawn trilogy? Because that's what they're doing. They're redoing the Thrawn trilogy just with their own characters. It's also worth noting that Thrawn has a history with both Anakin Skywalker and Darth Vader, and no doubt the Imperial leader will have a grudge against Luke for bringing down the Empire. Ugh, Christ. What to expect from Luke versus Thrawn? You shouldn't be expecting a whole lot, considering he was mainly meant to be a tactician. That's all he really was. He was the guy that was planning the battles and the strategies. He didn't get involved. But that's where Rebels changed some of that. They did make him slightly combative worthy. And this isn't even coming from the article. This is what I'm remembering from my own scrambled brain having watched that fucking series.
You watched all of it?
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's how I know about the dang space whales and everything. Yeah. In the original Thrawn books, the Grand Admiral was rebuilding the Imperial fleet in a distant corner of the galaxy in an attempt to destroy the New Republic and restore the Empire. It wouldn't be surprising. Has Filoni done the same? Yes, he is doing the same, especially since The Mandalorian has already introduced Imperial remnants and loyalists such as Moff Gideon. Yeah, who's kind of been the stand-in right now for Thrawn. The original books also explored more of the dark side and cloning, and major theme in recent Star Wars projects such as Mandalorian, Bad Batch, and Disney's sequel trilogy, or Disney's Star Wars trilogy. I remember I've been trying to make sure to keep out that because it's just the Disney Star Wars trilogy. Nothing sequel about it. Something else to consider is the world. I hate this thing keeps coming up, which was first introduced in Rebels and whose imagery has been incorporated in the title card design for Ahsoka. Because, of course, big question is whether the new Beyond or whether Ezra and Thrawn is somehow tied to the world between worlds and Skeleton Crew. If so, imagine Thrawn found a way to weaponize. Oh, Jesus. They're giving them ideas. You know, I don't even know what to really say with this whole idea that they're trying to make Luke. It's vague on what they're even trying to say. Like, do they actually mean like fight, or just a battle of wits sort of thing?
No, they probably
because
fight.
that was never really Thrawn's forte. But as
doesn't mean he couldn't.
It doesn't mean he couldn't, but yeah. They even had that freaking episode of Mandalorian when Mando meets up with Ahsoka, and she herself has that fight with the person with the Beskar spear.
Yeah.
When she's a flippin' Jedi and should have dismantled that person, yet seemed to kind of struggle there.
Within seconds.
Yeah.
But old Fracture do his Beskar.
It doesn't
A
matter if she
lightsaber-
has
a lightsaber
Beskar.
can't
Doesn't
go
matter
through
her
a
weaponry.
lightsaber.
Matters is that this is basically a leader, just a township leader fighting somebody that has much more years of skill and the Force. Only time anybody of any regular disposition have been able to maybe fight a Jedi was either using some really deceptive tricks, like Atten Ren in Jedi or Knights of the Old Republic 2, or if it was somebody that was knowledgeable in the martial arts of Terraskasi, and even then, it was very tough to actually fight a Jedi because of the Force abilities that they have, their precognition and all that. It's not something you can mess with. But they seem to also, not only have they, de-escalated the threat of the likes of the Empire, but also the likes of the Jedi, it seems. This whole idea of Thrawn versus Luke just comes off really stupid to me because of the fact of knowing the way Thrawn is supposed to be. And that's why, I guess that's why I started theorizing it's gonna be Ezra's gonna be basically the new Joris Sabaoth and taking that place, unless Filoni's really lost the thread and is like gonna do some other crazy abomination for this series. I don't know. It's gonna be weird. I know that much. I just don't see. I mean, especially for the fact that it's going to be an Ahsoka series, I wouldn't see Luke being a triumphant hero in this. Or at least coming in to be the triumphant hero to take down Thrawn.
He's too busy trying to get his brownie points with Mara Jade.
Who, thank God, doesn't exist in this series.
Oh, I will lose it. I will. Quit.
So, yeah, there's that. There's been this bit of news that's cropped up recently.
I just do any other character, destroy any, like Kyle Katarn to you is what Thrawn is to me,
right?
So I don't know. We'll see.
So yeah, more bad news for old Thrawn there, unfortunately.
He's gonna get destroyed, and it's just gonna be the
Yep.
Just don't know why. And like you're not wrong. Like I want you to be wrong because like but he'll probably will be Sabaoth. I don't know. No, I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know. You think so? Who do you think is gonna be Sabaoth?
Ezra. I think he's gonna be kind of the mad Jedi that's being used by Thrawn to make new clones and to make war against the New Republic. If they are really gonna be basically recreating the Thrawn trilogy.
Why not just recreate it like the book? Adapt the book. Oh,
well, they can't. There's too many problems because they killed off Rook. They've basically done everything to kind of make his character complete and utter garbage for Thrawn after Rebels. It's something that they can't do a whole lot of it anymore because they already destroyed it. Yep. Speaking of Mandalorian.
Yeah, I saw that.
And all roads lead to the Disney trilogy. So we get the first look at Mandalorian season 3 quote unquote scary new villain guard, which is just an iteration of the Red Guard, which was then bastardized and made retarded as the whatever the guard they called him in Last Jedi. Excuse me. Ahead of the Mandalorian season 3's March debut, a new report revealed that a familiar villainess from Star Wars Last Jedi will appear. Yay, because we want more reminders of the Last Jedi, right? After a more than 2-year gap between seasons for Star Wars premiere Disney Plus series Din Djarin and Grogu, aka Baby Yoda. Really? You had to put that in there? That's just no, why? Don't. Finally return in just a few weeks. The upcoming 3rd season will seemingly act as a culmination of series thus far, tackling what it means to be real Mandalorian. Well, we know that's never going to be done because these aren't real Mandalorians anyways.
No, not in the slightest.
While a couple of familiar faces from Mandalorian seasons past will pop up, Season 3 will provide ample opportunity to bring in even more from across the Star Wars canon. One instance of this dislocation, connective tissue, what the hell were they trying to say with that? Will come in the shape of a familiar Scarlet Soldier set to appear in Mandalorian Season 3. From Star Wars sequel trilogy to streaming series, after first being reported back in March 2022, fans got a first look at the Praetorian Guards as they will appear in Mandalorian Season 3, making Star Wars exclusively revealed a first look at the Crimson Red Villain Guards, who fans may remember from Last Jedi or Return of the Jedi.
So bad.
The Die Praetorian Guard, Die Barretts, and this is all in German or something. The Praetorian Guard. This is apparently going to be the new kind of version of them.
This is literally Mando in a red dress.
And yeah, here's the Red Guards from the Last Jedi.
What do you think Ryan Johnson was smoking when he came up with this, or whoever came up with this concept art for the Praetorian Guard?
He was smoking something good.
Smoking something,
or at least smoking something strong. So this take on the guards looks similar to those that pop up in Last Jedi, with some minor differences in the helmet and armor. Yeah, like you said, it just basically looks like Mando in a red dress.
Yeah.
Look feels a bit more akin to heavy stormtrooper armor, featuring more tactical look than the samurai-esque sequel take. It just looks like a bunch of bumps. Yeah. But the bright red armor is a dead giveaway that these are Praetorian. Armored figures served as protectors of Supreme Leader Snoke in episode 8. Yeah, 8. And will now serve a series villain Moff Gideon, played by Giancarlo Esposito. It has been reported that Gideon will sport new black and red Mandalorian armor in the upcoming 3rd season. So he's a lot. Of course he is. When paired with harken back to Darth Vader and the Emperor's Royal Guard in the original trilogy. Okay, so they do at least acknowledge the original trilogy with the guards. As this Mandalorian take on the Praetorian Guards will sit right between their appearance in Last Jedi and the original trilogy, where it is assumed their visual inspiration comes from. This could possibly mean that the audiences are about to see the origins of this villainous Imperial Guard. If not a full deep dive into their history, this could be the opportunity for Jon Favreau and co. at least to tie the Praetorians with the Emperor's Royal Guard. Mandalorian has done a okay, fantastic. One saga to another, surely seeing his bright red warriors. So yeah, we are getting all roads lead to the Disney trilogy. How people are, I know there's people still out there that think that somehow there's going to be a change and everything like that, but sorry, folks. Ain't gonna happen. They ain't
No.
gonna do it. Not one bit. They're not gonna do it. And this is and there's no schism or anything like that. There's no civil war. They're all in line because here we go. We've got, just more of a continuation going towards it. And yeah, Mandalorian season 3 will begin March 1st, apparently. And on Monday, this next week, is going to be a new trailer drop, which I'm just like, really? You had to drop the trailer after we do our show?
On a Monday.
On a Monday when we've already done the show? God dang it. So yeah. I can't say I'm shocked. And I can't say I'm really looking forward to season 3 more and more as time goes on now.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, so that was certainly some but I just laughed at scary new villain guard. I'm sorry, it doesn't really come across as scary to me. Not especially since you're referencing you're mainly referencing, talking about Last Jedi and all.
Probably the worst movie. I don't know if there's any other movie that's worse than Last Jedi that I've seen.
Oh, I'm sure there's some out there, but it's right
I
up
don't
there.
think so.
It's right up there. So that was that bit of news.
I think Battlestar Galactica is probably better than Last Jedi. Or Stargate 7. What is the one that you watch? Stargate what?
Stargate SG-1.
Yeah, I said Stargate 7. Yeah.
Oh, did you not see the image I had shared on Twitter?
Did I? Which one did you share?
Hang on. Because, listen, there can be peace.
No, yes, I did. No, yeah, don't you do it. Don't do it.
There can be peace, Hitman. There can.
No. Look at him. He's about to punch him. What do you
mean?
That's that's a southpaw.
Gene Roddenberry and George Lucas appear on stage together for the first time. Backstage, they swapped compliments, and Lucas told how he quit writing the script for Star Wars each afternoon in order to watch Star Trek reruns.
He's about
Come on, man. There can be peace.
Roddenberry is saying something to Lucas about Lucas's mom, and he's about to slap the mess out of his face. Look at his hand. About to jack his face. I don't think
so.
He did. Roddenberry said something about his mom, and George is about to deck his lights out.
I don't think so. I think there's a mutual respect going on here. And between Star Trek and Star Wars fans, we can come together and hate what's happened to our beloved series.
Before he shook his hand, he probably put it down his pants. Is what he probably did. And look at that smile. He's like, "You're just literally shaking. You just touched my butt." That's literally what he's saying. You've caressed the inside of my butthole.
You just can't believe in peace between the two groups, can you?
No, because it's not a thing. Look at him. He's literally got that's his fighting stance. For all those mixed martial artists out there, it's a Krav Maga fighting stance. He's got his hand back. Well, his hand's supposed to be up protecting his face, but he's right there. He's about to jack his face up. That's to knock him into the next generation, is what he's about to do. Knock him into the next generation. At this moment, Roddenberry had an idea for the Borg. And it only happened after George punched him.
All right. I was trying to hope that this could be something that would bring
a
degree of understanding.
This is a lie. Roddenberry didn't have it.
All right, fine. Okay. I tried.
Listen, peace is a lie.
I get that. I'm just, I'm not talking.
The more believable.
Necessarily, I guess I'm just saying an understanding.
The more plausible explanation is literally George just wiped his butthole before he shook his hand on stage. That's the more plausible. Because Roddenberry would never caress the inside of his cheeks, but he just did there. Because George did it for him. I've seen this. I think it's a doctored photo. I don't think it's a legit thing. I think it was Google. I think it was photoshopped back in the when was this taken? 80s?
Oh God. I didn't see an exact date or nothing.
60s? No, it had it been before.
It had to be at least like the Excuse me. The 80s or something.
Yeah. Oh dear. My brain hurts from this episode. And I say that every episode, but like this episode really just
jacked you up.
Well, it's just and then like let's just and the whole like is that I sat there, I was like, there's no way that they put sin nudes. Like there's no way. And then look at like, yep.
Sure but did. What?
Sin nudes. I was like, yep, sure did.
Oh yeah.
That's a thing. Somebody
they did that.
Somebody quit the DSW, went over to the Marvel Studios as a farewell gift.
You know, you got to wonder how that got in there. You really do.
I don't know.
I just feel bad for the guy that wasted his time doing that.
Yeah.
Doing anything else other than that. But yep.
Do we have any other articles?
I mean, I've got plenty.
More,
depends on what we wanted to go over next.
I mean, normally we end at 2 hours. We got about 15 minutes.
Ooh. Trying to think what would be a good one to go over. I don't know if we care too much about the Skeleton Crew.
Nope.
But do I have it in the title? Oh, I do. Crap. Well, at least just to go over it really quick. Because it'll be just me more pain for us. More entertainment for the watchers. Star Wars Skeleton Crew gets Disney Plus release date update. Star Wars television shows no signs of slowing down, and now an update has speculated so this is more speculation.
Yeah.
Skeleton Crew will be streaming. Spider-Man No Way Home director John Watts first revealed the project at Star Wars Celebration in May 2022, and the announcement Hollywood heavyweight Jude Law was confirmed. However, fans have heard very little about the project since, and what updates exist painted a bleak outlook. Some anonymous crew reports have revealed that the show was worse than all other Star Wars productions combined, with many frustrated crew members leaving due to rough production process. Oh, it's gonna be a joy reviewing this one then, isn't it? I mean, this is just like, wow. Really? We're the worst of them all, huh? Considering how bad Book of Boba Fett was? Oh my god.
This might be bad though.
So despite this, many have still been confident that it will still release in 2023. Please God, no. Past the next year. But a new report has given Star Wars fans a better idea of when they will be able to watch it. Delays ahead for Watts' Star Wars debut. Let's see. So a new report by well-known Star Wars leakers, Bespin Bolton, has shared doubt about whether Skeleton Crew will meet its original release date. The site recalled previously reports that Skeleton Crew is due to commence filming in June 2022 and wrap up by late 2022. However, according to report, filming began later than planned, and there have been rumblings about the show's filming time frame being extended. Some sources claim that the initial plan has changed and that Watts' series aims to wrap by March 2023. Oh, they are in trouble. if this is all to be true,
Yeah.
if this is all legitimate, they are quite a bit in trouble. Leakers point out that the tight turnaround for other Lucasfilm endeavors, the Book of Boba Fett, had the shortest production time to date. Yeah, it shows too. With filming wrapping in June 2021 and its premiere coming the same year. Similarly, The Mandalorian began filming its first season February 2019, and the show began streaming in November 2019. Really?
What?
Huh. I don't believe that.
No, that's not right. We would have missed it.
I could have sworn that I remember stuff coming out well before that. At least I thought so. Huh. Similarly, however, insiders at Bespin Bolton note that they aren't sure whether or not Skeleton Crew's extensive production issues and filming delays will impact its release. Due to production uncertainty, the report points out that Skeleton Crew is most likely to release in late 2023, though an early 2024 premiere slot is a strong possibility if delays continue. Please push it as far back as possible, by all means. When will Skeleton Crew release on Disney Plus? Let's see. 2023 is set to pack Disney's premier streaming service with plenty of Star Wars content. So where will Skeleton Crew fit in? Year open with Bad Batch. Yeah, we're going through that right now. Once fans are all caught up with the exploits of the Marauder crew, it will be time to reunite with the phenomenon that is Mandalorian. Yay. Grogu and Din are set to return to screens March 1st, which is going to be in between Bad Batch going on, unless they're going to have like a mid-season break and it goes off the air for a little while, but I don't believe that's the plan. So yeah, so these won't be the only projects with the Acolyte. Oh god, competing for a 2023 release date, although this is likely to be delayed due to an extensive 8 months of filming and an anticipated May 2023 wrap. Other titles include Ahsoka and second season. So they're just speculating. This is all the speculation. With such a busy schedule, Skeleton Crew could see a delay to early 2024, but this may be a blessing in disguise if the critically acclaimed show and/or taught Star Wars fans anything. Taking more time to complete something can often yield rewards. What reward? Really boring, dry freaking show? Oh, yay, another one of those. And quality should always go before quantity. That's not been the MO.
Like ever.
This is like another goofy series set in between everything. This seems to be their little niche for some reason. They like this little time zone in between after the original trilogy and before the Disney trilogy. Oh god, and then Ahsoka apparently is supposed to be making an appearance in this shite. So we can only wonder what's going to happen. Yeah, that was, remember one of the other article was saying about Ahsoka, or at least possibly making an appearance in it because it's supposed to be in this whole unknown or new region of the Star Wars universe that hasn't been quite explored yet. So setting up for that.
Hopefully this is just a rumor article and it's not going to be.
It sounds like it. My only hopes is that, yes, it's a show that gets pushed to 2024 because I feel like we already have enough freaking shows to go through as it is this year.
Yeah.
We're already going through the Bad Batch. Bad Batch is going to be overlapped with Mandalorian. That's going to be a pain in the neck because those episodes tend to be a little bit longer.
Yeah, 40 minutes.
I think this was Rhino's point. Why aren't they actually spacing out the releases? Like, they're both going to be released on Wednesdays. Why not one release on Wednesday, another release on like Friday or something for the new episodes? On the other hand, I'm kind of grateful for that because that means I should have a chance to watch these stupid episodes.
Yeah.
Oh God. Yeah, I can't say I'm looking forward to it.
Hopefully it's 2024.
That's my hopes. That's my hopes for sure. Yeah, pretty much. Oy.
Hopefully. It's 2024.
Huh?
Hopefully it's 2024.
That's all I'm hoping for right now. It's like, just hold off. Don't release it this year. Just go on to something else. Or keep it to what you have scheduled. Keep it to next year.
Yeah. I'm going to need a long break to recover after this episode.
Something like that, man. Oof.
You got anything else or wrap it up?
I guess we could wrap it up with one more article here. And it's a funny thing of a journo tit trying to make some clout for himself off of Gina Carano here. Over on Bounding into Comics, Gina Carano calls out the Hollywood Reporter's Richard Newby as a journalist, quote unquote, who sold out America, exposes his utter ignorance. Terror on the Prairie actress and former Mandalorian star Gina Carano recently ripped into Hollywood Reporter's Richard Newby, calling him a sellout journalist and claiming that he sold out America. I mean, that's basically all journalists are sellouts. And it's not even just a matter of selling out America. They've sold any integrity that they have. The idea of the journalistic integrity has been dead for a long time.
Yeah,
this is nothing new. But you can always appreciate when these lots start smacking at each other. Carano's comments came after Newby asserted that he would quote never stop laughing at the fact that Carano could have had her own Star Wars series, toys, books, comics, apparel. He added, she was that close. She didn't just fumble the bag. She dumped it out, put it over her head, and cut off her air supply. Newby's comments were in response to a user claiming that Carano's Terror on the Prairie film only earned $804 at the box office when it only had one showing and was exclusively released on Daily Wire Plus. Yes, that was the whole aspect of that, was that they did like one actual film event. And it was mostly bringing in people to check out the film and review it. And then they kept it on the streaming service. So yeah, it didn't get a proper theatrical release to, garner anything for a box office number count. But hey, they gotta try and sling any mud they can, right? So despite working for Hollywood Reporter, Newby would seemingly be unaware that Terror on the Prairie released exclusively on Daily Wire Plus, at least at the time. In response to a user claiming that none of Carano's supporters bought a ticket to see the film, Newby replied, because they're not really supporters. LOL. Okay, dude. Carano responded to Newby's comments, writing, "Here is a contributor of the Hollywood Reporter who reportedly joins in on online mob of mostly anonymous accounts harassing me." She then informed him about Terror on the Prairie's exclusive release on Daily Wire. Are you aware that we released Terror on the Prairie exclusively on the Daily Wire and you didn't know that? Or are ignorance and spreading hate your only purpose here?
Oh, my dear.
So she's taking, this is her taking swipes back at him.
Yeah.
Carano then addressed Newbie's claims that she fumbled the bag. She wrote, "I didn't fumble the bag. I just didn't go along with the sellout narrative. The online mob couldn't handle that, so they petitioned to have me fired and won. I'm not sorry for that. I stood for what I believe the right thing to do was, and more time that goes by, that better I feel," Carano declared. She then went after Newbie, describing him as a sellout journalist and one who sold out America, which we've already gotten that quite a bit. Carano tweet, "Genuine bag fumbled as sellout journalists like you who sold out America and stopped asking questions to be liked by a fickle manipulated mob. That is what you valued, and that will be your legacy," Carano proclaimed. She then informed her followers that Newbie blocked her after she fired back at him. It's always kind of the funny thing with the old block. It can be used in so many different ways.
It's the new. It's the solution to
everything.
I just don't know. Like OG had posted like somebody blocked. I don't know what the. I didn't even know what the tweet was. I didn't read the tweet, but she said something along the lines of, I don't know, it's basically trying to understand why the dude blocked her. But anytime you hurt somebody's feelings or you call somebody out, they
the
immediately
block button
block.
gets used.
It's like, why don't you? It's I don't know. I mean, if somebody's like spitting hate at you and just being ridiculous and like there's no reasoning with them, then like
just
ignore them. But like
ignore them, mute them, or something.
Like,
it's like you don't have to keep responding to them. That's up to you.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. I can't even come up with an analogy, but yeah. But again, like this is what happens when you go. It's like if Twitter's a war zone. Elon Musk,
basically, it's
like Twitter.
Yeah,
is a war
it's
zone.
an open open arena for Discord.
If you're
at least
going,
that's the intention.
To go, don't bring sensitive feelings into battle. Like if you're going to come to play, be prepared to run into
get the gloves on and get ready.
Be prepared to run into people that don't necessarily like you and are trolling you. Like so, like I don't know if drunk CPO. I don't know if he's a Christian. Like he wears a cross. So like I'm assuming he is, but he posted. It's kind of what I'm talking about. So he posted a picture. I think he was down in Mexico building houses for humanity.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, and so I had posted, some because as a fellow Christian, like I posted, like good on you, you're doing good work down there. And then this guy had posted to Jay was like, you're basically saying like, good on you for going down there and worrying about Mexico when your own country has a bunch of drug dealing and murders and rapists and homelessness and all this and that.
Which there's a degree that I can kind of understand that you should kind of begin with things at home, but at the same time, it's good to do some positive out in the world as well.
Did you see this post that he posted?
That Jay posted? Yeah. I saw that. I saw drunk. I saw his post on that.
Okay, and so I was like, I said you to the guy that posted. I don't even remember what the dude. I think Jay blocked him or the guy after I had shot because I typically don't take shots at people, and I wasn't necessarily taking shots at him, but I definitely had a rebuttal.
Yeah, you had your comment to make.
Yeah. Okay. So you saw this. Okay. So you could.
I didn't see your. I didn't know. I had no idea you got into it.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I was like, basically, I agree with the guy. I was like, dude, like you're right that yeah, we have our own problems, but other comparing what the United States has compared to these other countries, we're far better off.
At the end of the day, yeah.
At the end of the day, these guys don't even they can't even build houses. They don't have they don't have the supplies, the money. These are. I think Mexico's a third world country. I don't know if he was in. I think he's in Mexico. It may not be considered a third world country, but they definitely have their issues, right?
Oh,
and
yeah, without a
the
doubt.
inability. So going down there, I was like, and I basically said, I was like, Christianity isn't exclusive to one part of the world. And then this guy was basically he's like, get rid of your ego and get a new religion and like a new life or something like that.
Boy.
I was like, and so I didn't block the guy, and I didn't delete the comment. I was like, I don't wish you ill.
Just move. Yeah, you just have to move on.
Like, I did. He said, get a new religion, and I did say, and I wasn't trying to be petty or take a shot at it, but I was like, Christianity isn't a religion. I don't know if you are aware of that, but now you are. Wish you well! ! And then I think Jay deleted all of his comments, or he backed out. But normally you block somebody because they challenge
well,
you.
And for some it's a filtering tool. It's like they don't want to have to see
for sure
crap that's being posted. I get that. At the same time, it's like it's kind of weird how now it's almost it gets kind of weaponized too, because then it's also like for some it's like a medal of honor or something like that. Like, aha, see, I got them to block me. They couldn't take my arguments anymore. Haha.
I think it's like when you and I grew up, probably it was like, if you got an argument with somebody at school, like, you're not coming to my birthday party. So do like, show up. I'm gonna you don't even get an invitation. I'm not sending you one. I mean, you make it a point to send invitations to everybody in that group of friends, other than the person that because they said like the toy you bought looks stupid, or like whatever comment they made, so like, I don't know, not inviting people to parties might be the new equivalent of, I don't know, it's just ridiculous. I guess not ridiculous, because there's probably people I would block too, but I don't know. I just see that.
No, I agree.
I see that like I tell you this, like the last like year, like it's like if you have a losing season in football or any sport, you fire the coach, and if you get in an argument with somebody on Twitter, you block him. Those are like the two things that I see trending.
Basically, it's basically the most common thing to do.
Luckily, I'm not big enough, and I don't get enough fights. And I do try to start stuff with people sometimes if they're irritating me, but I've not been blocked yet, I don't think, and I haven't blocked anybody.
I can't think that I have either. But then
I'm
also I don't go. I like some people go out kind of looking for some of the conversations to have out there. I'll wait for them to come to me, basically. I'm not gonna go hunting anything out or anything like that.
But also, like, I'm not like, well, I don't know about you, but like, I don't post stuff like Allura does, like, or like Script does. Like, I mean, they post like not deep questions, but they post some like, well, you've seen what they
get a little, they get a little more for,
it's like, but what the kind of stuff they post, like, the people that know nothing about what they post, like, they post about Star Wars, but like, it's the people that know nothing about Star Wars, or they have like, they did a 5-minute masterclass on Star Wars, and they think that they can like rival some of these people that we like that are in our group, essentially.
Yeah.
If you think, and it's just funny, and then they block them, like when like OG's like, you're wrong, this is why you're wrong, and this is what was said, and it's not my opinion, it's George Lucas' opinion, because he said it. Like, it basically dismantles their whole basis of their like argument, and then, like, well, I'm gonna block you, so I blocked OG Star Wars.
Yeah, therefore, it's the weird thing, because to them it's like, I am the victor in this.
I blocked you. You didn't have the chance. I blocked you before you could block me, so therefore I win. And it's like, okay, like, you blocked her because you were losing the game, and you didn't want to continue. It's funny. It's like, it's like the walk of shame. Like, I'm just so frustrated because I know you're right, or it's like, I'm so frustrated because you think you're right, and I think I'm right, but I don't know I'm right, but you're right, so I'm going to block you.
That's why I'm bad at the Twitter game. I just don't play by the scene.
I've kind of backed off.
It's good to get away from it.
Yeah,
it can be kind of consuming sometimes.
I don't know, but it looked like, OG, and I don't know, like OG and script were kind of going back and forth a while, and some of the
I caught some of that too. I
was
did.
like,
I saw like
"What?"
there's a bit of a back and forth between
It's
those two,
like,
but I didn't take it as anything
no, I don't think they're
negative.
like,
It seemed
no,
as
they're just
respectful and
no,
everything.
not
So
just, but they're definitely. I would love to like get them both on and see the battle of the. I mean, you got Script who comes at it from one
somebody
perspective.
who's actively trying to make something out of
Good.
dog shit.
I mean, it's very hard. I challenge anybody to try to do that because we're talking about three of the worst movies in cinematic history.
Yep. And he's trying to turn it
And he's
into something
trying to turn
more
it into
palatable.
which is very hard because Ruin Johnson really lived up to his name. Ruin.
Yeah.
So yeah, I challenge anybody to try to
Basically.
make that digestible because it's not. So
It is not. So yep.
So pumped. I'm so excited to see what I'm gonna think next episode is gonna be more with Dooku.
You think we'll still have more content to do with Dooku in the following episode?
Yeah, probably some type of remnants of it. It makes no sense to have like one episode to be focused on. How do you have one episode solely focused on like separatists and then like never mention it again?
It wouldn't surprise me. I mean, they've dropped other threads before, so
I think this was an episode. I think why this episode was so much more digestible was because I didn't have the clones or Sid or Omega in the background talking. It was literally just
didn't have to worry about Captain Pringle Brain or nothing.
I'm currently designing not currently. I'm trying to design something in the future has something to do with Pringles and a brain. So, I don't have anything else. Do you?
Not in particular. I think we kind of went over bits of that. We didn't quite. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of funny. It's just more, for the Carano thing, just kind of more drama sort of stuff, which is kind of like, it has its moments, but it doesn't. It's just a Twitter spat, so that's the only thing. I just thought it might be kind of an interesting.
Oh, for sure.
Conversation piece, but then it just kind of goes back into more stuff that we've already known about with the drama surrounding the firing and all that crap, and it just goes into again the more hypocrisy on how they handle things. So, yeah,
if you're conservative, and go. I don't even say. I just basically say like if you go against what they say,
if you're anywhere like just a shy way from the left, you're basically crucified.
Yeah. So, whatevs
indeed. So I think that'll be it. That's good.
Good 2 hours.
Some change on top.
I'm really digging the head bobble.
I'm rather pleased with it myself. I'm glad I got it to work. I've been wondering like hell how to get it to work. So I'm glad there was a
shout
tutorial
out
there.
Thank you so much for inspiring us to eventually, at least Fractured to get the bobblehead. He's the only one that I've seen that has it.
Yeah, he was pretty much
the first.
Yeah, because then the only thing else I see out there is like the whole VTuber, the virtual tuber thing, where it's like more of a anime character with motion and everything, and I'm like, don't know if I can set it. I don't know how to set that up, but I can try and find out how to set this up.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find the channel.
You have the link.
That's what I'm trying to find the channel where I found the tutorial on how to do this. Where is it? Didn't think it's that far down the list. Usually I follow a lot. I have a lot of channels I'm sub to. Oh, there it is. So yeah, I found the tutorial on this guy's site on YouTube. Michael Fair Jr. He does a lot of tutorials and stuff like that for streaming and everything.
Maybe I'll give it a go.
But let me see if I can find the one I used. Darn it, I might not be able to find it just now. I'll find it and I'll send it to you.
Yeah.
If you want to do the same or try and look into
into it. I don't know how Veridin would look with the bobbling head. Send it to me.
Yeah, I'll send it to you. Otherwise, I also wanted to for that video towards the end of our intro of the Grogu getting punched tribute video. I have the link in the description. But that's this guy on YouTube, Foxconn Vivo.
Hilarious.
Just right, where was it? And I have the link into this. Like I said, I have the link in the description. Got it right from right there. It's a good little video. It caught me. I wasn't sure about it at first with the music. I was like, what? Where are you going with this?
It fit perfectly.
And it just ended up working out perfectly. And I gotta admit, I got a good chuckle from it. It made me chuckle. So
1000%.
Oh, well, looky who we got here.
Wow.
Long time no see, sir. Best episode of Bad Batch this season. There's only been 3 episodes, dude.
There's not really a high
There's only
bar.
been 3 episodes.
The bar is really, really low.
But I mean, I guess this has set the bar, right? So this is the best episode. Can they continue the streak from here on out? Or will they dip a bit? Or will they go up? Or will they dip? That is the question. That is the
will
question.
Filoni raid now? Probably.
Probably not. Well, even if he's saying it, dang,
bruh. Well, it's been confirmed. Daviaso is still alive.
He's alive and well out there. Yes.
Anybody was wondering.
Yep. So next week, not the same time. I'll tell you a little more after the show, Hitman.
Okay.
But we will be probably starting a little bit later next week. But we'll still be back. We'll be back tomorrow. Keep an eye out. Sunday night shenanigans. We're making this happen, brother. One way or another, we're doing it.
And there's a chance it may happen.
We'll
see. We'll talk.
Okay, we're definitely talking. And then just keep an eye out. I've been doing my gaming streams. I'm gonna be taking probably a bit of a break from Mysteries of the Sith after getting my butt kicked. Get my butt whooped by Dark Mara Jade. No, getting my butt kicked by Dark Mara Jade. She was whooping me good, man.
I know, man. It's the best part about watching it, man.
Wow.
What are you talking about? It's my future wife, bro.
Future ex-wife.
Well, yeah.
What's this? Davioso says critics go to see all the episodes except the last 2, so we'll see. Yeah, but I don't trust the critics anyway, so their word means nothing until I see it. My word is the only word that matters. Otherwise, yeah, just keep an eye out for what we got going on, or what we've been trying to go on. So,
jump on.
Again, Daviaso, thanks for jumping in, even though it's towards the end of the show. Hopefully next week you might be in a little early, or we'll see. Anyways, good night, everybody. Y'all have a good one. Oh, and remember to check out all of our channels: Rumble, BitChute, Odyssey, all that. We were live on Odyssey. So we had that going as well. But please jump over to Rumble, get us some extra subs. I think the count has dropped to 25 that you need to do live streams. So if we can get that number up, that would be awesome.
So pumped.
So yeah, I'd love to do the streams over there too. Anyway, good night.
Bye.
What is thy bidding, my master?
Yeah, I should have known from the very beginning. From what you said. Yeah, when the mega powers were formed. Yeah, what you were out for from the very beginning. Yeah, you were after what was mine. I remember what you said.
You can destroy the Emperor. Join me. Together, we can rule the galaxy as father and son.
Yeah, that one was rough. Those words right there. Yeah, I got stuck, yeah, but I swallowed it anyway. Didn't like the taste, but I swallowed it anyway, yeah. But I remember the time when there was a conquistador out of the ring. The one that's so jealous that he can't stand it, yeah. Yeah, you came in there with your poses, yeah, but you made a big idiot out of yourself, yeah. And speaking of idiot things, what about that stupid idea? Did you forget that one? Think back. That right there sealed your fate. Yeah, that put the madness over the edge. But I'll tell you what felt even better, yeah, was in the dressing room, in the first aid room. Me being unselfish, yeah, said go ahead, do the thing, yeah. You won't steal my thunder, no. When you take a look at the madness's eyes, all you're gonna see is